Okay, everybody, we're back.
Do you reckon if they held set Far Cry in Australia, like Far Cry Outback Edition,
Outback,
that no Americans would buy it because they'd be afraid. They'd be like, everything in there wants to kill you.
There's spiders, snakes,
platypus.
What are the boomerangs? Everything will kill you.
You're just walking around, all of a sudden you get a boomerang to the face.
Everything. Hold this possession. So Ubisoft doesn't hate us. They're like the only company in the world that does not hate us. Thank you very much, EA. We love you. Bioshock. Hello. Tired.
We're here to review Far Cry. Sam's other game that he's played besides Overwatch is Bioshock.
I'll tell you why, actually.
Get ready for Bioshock references this episode, people.
Literally, though, there's a reason, because my subconscious is remembering Bioshock Infinite. We'll get to that later, but Bioware was like the only company in the world that still doesn't hate us.
Bioware, eh?
What did I say?
This is why I handle the intros, ladies and gentlemen. We got sent a copy from Far Cry 5 by Ubisoft.
That's it.
Because they're the one company that doesn't hate us.
Yes.
Bioware absolutely hate us at this point.
Bioware does.
They've seen our videos.
Yes, of course.
And we were among the first people in the world to get our hands on Far Cry. And we're going to tell you what it's like right now.
Right now.
Alright, so Far Cry. Far Cry is a game that we've been looking forward to for a while. We did go hands-on with the game a little while back, and I think we've played it twice now, actually.
I feel like we played it at E3 too.
Something like that.
Something like that.
Definitely quite a few hands-on sessions, and always it looked good. I'm a fan of the Far Cry series. Sam hasn't actually played one before. It's his first time. For anyone who hasn't played Far Cry before, it's an open-world Ubisoft game. There are, things all over the map to clear out, outposts and the like. There are progression trees for your character in terms of unlocking new weapons and abilities. There's a story that overarches all of this. It's a big open-world space. It's fully first-person. There's shit going on all the time. It's a really great series. I think it lost a little bit of steam with Far Cry 4, and Far Cry Primal I think was a bit of a low point, but certainly before then Far Cry 1, 2 and 3 were absolutely spectacular, and people were really hoping that Far Cry 5 would give it the necessary shot in the arm and really bring the series back to where it needs to be. We got a copy this week. Sam installed his yesterday, despite the fact that we got it a week ago.
Okay.
Because Sam's like, shit, I gotta do a video on this tomorrow.
I can neither confirm nor deny that. No, it's true. Like, I played about 4 or 5 hours of this game in total. We're just doing impressions for now. But from what I've seen,
I played about 20 hours, by the way. Okay. So
Rouse played more, everyone. Rouse played more.
I actually play video games.
Yeah,
that's the reason that I'm on this channel.
That's the big difference here, people.
Exactly.
Look, when I picked up that control, to be honest, I was completely blown away by the opening of this game. Like, if it's such an important thing, I think, for a game to set the tone in terms of what they're telling you story-wise, what they're delivering to you in the first 10 or 15 minutes can really be the make or break in terms of if people want to play, for the next 20 hours.
We played Kingdom Come Deliverance, which Sam loved, obviously.
Absolutely. I didn't mind it by the end of it, but I hated it. No, I hated it. No, honestly, I hated it at the beginning, but you warm up slowly as you go on.
Okay, so that's a game that takes like 4 hours to get good, in inverted commas, versus Far Cry, which gets good in like the first 4 seconds.
It really
just explodes onto the screen, and it's like, whoa, it's a really fantastic opening that sort of grips you by the scruff of the neck. Amazing storytelling, and I think one of the things that automatically is playing out in that opening and also in the 20 hours since then is a very, very strong, interesting narrative and thematic core.
Yeah.
Like you've got the premise for this is that a cult has overtaken a part of Montana. It is a Christian cult. They are sort of rednecks, to use a term, that have, triggered, that have sort of, banded around this guy. His name's Joseph Seed. He's one of those charismatic Christian cult leaders. And it's a really great backdrop because, religion is such an interesting canvas for hypocrisy and for juxtaposition and contrasting things like, oh, I love you so much, while I'm simultaneously carving things into your chest. You know what I mean? Like, it really hits those notes so well, and it has the choral, hymnal themes over the top of it.
Yes, it does, and that really brought out for me personally feelings of Bioshock Infinite.
Again,
you know?
the only other game Sam has played besides Overwatch,
of
Bioshock
course,
Infinite.
Of course. But that is, anyone that's played that game knows that it's probably one of the best games, ever made. Especially that opening. That opening is just, it hits you so much, and it's the same feeling, you're just engrossed in a world that's so realized. There's a clear vision to it, The developers knew exactly how they wanted to put this to us. And everywhere you look, you are seeing more of this world.
I think because I just played through Final Fantasy 15 as well, and that's a game that had very weak narrative, like great world that you explored and the like, but you kind of got the sense that the writers didn't really know what they were trying to do at any point in time with the story. But with Far Cry, you get a sense that the writers are in complete command of every scene, every syllable. It just feels like this very curated experience from a presentation perspective.
Yeah. And I think it's one thing to write a good story, but it's also another thing to really present it visually. And the moment you land on the ground in this, a very hostile, territory, you feel the visuals are so executed so well. There's a part where you are holding one of the main characters and you're trying to walk out with him. It's just done so well, and there's so many great intimate moments with the villain. It feels so real. It feels so just well executed. It feels like you are literally watching a movie in some moments.
Yeah, but it's not a movie, Sam. It's a video game.
Yes, so we already spoke about a movie yesterday.
We need to talk about whether or not it's fun to play, and the answer is yes, it is. Anyone that's played Far Cry games knows the overall rhythm of it in terms of the open world style. I have played all the Far Cry games, and I will tell you that I feel like this isn't massively different, but I feel like there's enough diversity in tasks that I'm feeling like I'm never getting bored. I'm honestly, as I said, 20 hours in, I'm definitely feeling the repetitiveness. There's no doubt about that. But much like Destiny was a very repetitive game, but the gameplay loop was fun. It felt good to fire a weapon. It felt good to do shit like that. It feels good in Far Cry. The weapon play, sort of the gunplay is fantastic. Clearing outposts is great. The missions that you go on, the story missions are always really diverse. One of them you had to drive this giant Mack truck through this blockade, all these blockades on the road. Another one you have to go and infiltrate some bunker to rescue some people. There's lots of different styles in the actual core missions, and plenty of side missions as well. I really am enjoying what's going on. Maybe I'll feel differently after 40 hours, but I don't think so. I feel like I get it now, and I can see myself doing this right until the end of the game.
I completely agree with you. There's only a few things you can really do. You can blow up those towers, or you can liberate people.
There's a few things like that.
Yeah, there's a few things like that, but you're right. There's certainly a loop to it, and then it's very early on in the game, you know exactly what the formula is.
Yeah.
I can totally see how maybe after 40 hours you're like, okay, I've this formula has been repeated again and again and again.
But at the same time, I want to be clear that you choose to dip in and out of that formula around the story missions, because the story missions are all very different from each other. They're very scripted. They're different locations, different objectives, and I found myself just in a bit of a rhythm where I would go and do some open world stuff, and when I was starting to get a little bit bored of that, I would then just go and I would do a story mission.
Yeah.
And that would really just reset the meter for me. And I would then go back out and do some more open world stuff. So I think they've really nailed that. Understanding that the Far Cry formula exists at a foundational level in terms of the open world design, and then overlaying that a very interesting, very well executed single player campaign on top of it.
Yeah. And I think also the music for me really hit me in terms of...
it's good music.
It's really good music. It's really well placed. I mean, it's such a joy to even press the map and bring it up. And, that southern style, it's
Midwest.
Yeah, or whatever it is. It's so fitting. The interface is really nice. I just think...
Sam's all about the menus.
All about the menus.
That's why he gave Destiny such a low score.
Yes.
Shitty menus.
Shitty menus, people.
That's right.
No, but it just, it feels like such an accomplished game in so many ways. It really feels like a AAA title, in terms of the music, the story, the characters, the world. The weapon mechanics felt nice. It's probably not the best weapon mechanics I've ever played.
They're good though. They're not amazing, but they're good.
It feels fine. But all in all, I feel like it's a very accomplished game, and I'm actually looking forward to playing more of this game. 100%.
There's co-op as well, which is nice. That's not available for us yet because we're playing a pre-release version. There's also this arcade thing, which is a map editor. Which if you have, we won't talk about it now. But suffice to say, you can make your own maps in this from drawing on assets from about 10 Ubisoft games. It's incredible, and I just cannot wait to see what people do with this.
I think we'll make
It's gonna be
another
nuts.
video of that in the future anyway.
Maybe,
because
if
I
it's
just
a
want to see
story.
how it unfolds. You
Yeah,
know, if they are looking to use Assassin's Creed stuff and whatever, that's pretty cool.
So overall, I would say if you're a fan of Far Cry, you're going to enjoy this game. If you're a fan of open world games,
Like even if you're a fan of GTA, potentially you can actually.
it feels very GTA.
You can sink your teeth into this
Definitely.
easily. Yep.
If you're a fan of open world games, you'll likely enjoy this. If you've been bored of Far Cry in the past and you're like, I fucking hate Far Cry, it's a 50-50 chance. You might look at this and think, nah, it's just more of the same, but you might also look at it, as I do, as someone who has played all the Far Cry games, and says, there's enough different here, and it's well executed enough that it's worth revisiting. So overall, it's a safe purchase. It comes out this week. I don't think anyone's going to look at this game and think it's shit. I think it will review very well. I'm expecting it to get solid 8.5s to 9.5s across the board. It's a solid video game, and you know, I'm going to put out a proper review this week because this is just our impressions. But as I said, 20 hours in, I think it's very solid.
Yeah, no, I do think that anyone that reviews this game, there's not a huge amount to say that's bad about it, to be honest.
Not really. And no bugs either, by the way. I haven't encountered a single bug the entire time I played through this game. Not one. That's a big deal.
You know, but it will be interesting to see, you know, as people go and actually finish the whole game, what's the attitude towards the end game. I'm not sure, but it's very interesting, and we will let you guys go.
Hold this position.